Hello there YouTube, it's Jason, also known as the BlackBeanBoi, and today I am back with another video. So today is Friday, July 3rd, 2026. I hope you're having a great day. The premise of today's vlog is I'm going to be continuing my series talking about the Battle of Gettysburg. Today I'm going to be talking about day 3, the final day of the Battle of Gettysburg. It should be fun, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I'm excited. I know a lot about day 3. And, you know, the Battle of Gettysburg happened 163 years ago in the year of 1863, from July 1st to July 3rd. This is the last day of the battle that I'm going to be talking about. Check this out. I have this book right here called Nothing But Glory, and it talks about basically day 3 can be broken up into two topics. So, you know, the most popular and most studied thing on day 3 is called Pickett's Charge. I'll get to that in a minute. And then that was like the big chunk of day 3. And then there was also fighting at Culp's Hill. That was another part of day 3. This book's about Pickett's Charge. It's very detailed, and it's a really good book. But basically what Pickett's Charge was picture this. Picture a giant open field. I'm talking huge, like really long, like miles. And you have the whole Northern Army at one side, all lined up. You have the whole Confederate Army, one side lined up. And basically, the Confederates were charging. That's why it's called Pickett's Charge, because Pickett led one of the big divisions for Virginia. I believe that was Virginia that he led. I'm not 100% sure. I'm blanking on that information right now. But, you know, it was his kind of responsibility. General Longstreet for the Confederates did not want to do it. But, you know, it was kind of like a last hurrah for the Confederate Army. They were kind of put in that situation. They didn't have the high ground, and they figured they would just charge and use so much force and try to defeat and open up the Union line. So, you know, they were going to charge across this giant field. Before that, though, the Union just started firing all these cannons at them before they even started the charge. And there was a lot of casualties from the cannonade that occurred. You know, they were just shooting cannons for like an hour or 2 hours. Then the Confederates decided to charge. You know, they were marching. The Union was still firing cannons at them left and right. It was a very courageous march. And as they got closer, the Union started, you know, opening fire at them. And then there is a point known as like the high water mark up there where the Confederate Army met the Union Army. And it was just a huge fight, you know, shooting, and then also, you know, charging with the bayonets and stuff. You know, there was a lot of casualties. General Armstead died over there, unfortunately, for the Confederacy. And right across the line was one of his best friends on the Union Army, Hancock. So, you know, that's sad, like, to think that, you know, they were friends, but they were fighting against each other. They used to be friends in the Army before, you know, the Civil War. They were in the Army together. But, yeah, I'd definitely research Pickett's Charge. I can go into so much more depth about it. But, you know, it's just really sad what happened there. You know, on both sides, it was just a crazy kind of, you know, part of the battle. To have a full army just march at another army and just collide and cause so much, you know, damage and sadness. But yeah, I definitely look up a video on Pickett's Charge. And the part in the movie, the Gettysburg movie, day 3 in that movie lasts like an hour. You know, the whole Pickett's Charge part is pretty cool to see. They reenacted it really well. But yeah, you know, Pickett's Charge was a huge part of the Battle of Gettysburg. That was really the end of the battle. The Union ended up, you know, holding the line, and then the Confederates, you know, retreated. But yeah, and then, you know, the other big thing that people talk about day 3 was Culp's Hill, the battle at Culp's Hill. There was fighting there. You know, there's a lot of casualties there as well. But Pickett's Charge is the big one. It's one of my most, other than like the wheat field, it's my most studied thing at Gettysburg. Me and my brother have actually walked, you know, they have monuments all over. We've actually walked the path of Pickett's charge. You have to walk a long time through just like open field, and then you have to cross a road. It took us like 20 minutes maybe. I don't know exactly how long it took us to walk it, but it was really cool to walk it. It was like, you know, being in the soldier's shoes. It's kind of like it's kind of like D-Day. Like, you know how in D-Day, the American forces landed on the beach and they were just trying to get to the cliff or whatever, and the Nazis had bunkers, and they were just shooting machine guns. It's very similar to that, you know, just like a charge, a very destructive charge. But yeah, I definitely look up Pickett's charge. It's an interesting historical moment in American history. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I know I didn't explain the battle. I feel like I didn't do it justice, but you know, I'm trying. The best way to just really learn about it is to read yourself or to watch like documentaries and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the series. You know, I'm a huge history nerd. I love learning about history, and it's cool. Gettysburg is just fascinating on its own, but what really got me into it is being able to go there, because since it's so close to where I live, it's about 6 hours away. So actually getting to go there, because it's one thing reading about history. You know, I've read about a bunch of different historical things, but to actually visit where, you know, you read about, and to see the landmarks and to see the actual area, it's really cool, you know, to actually go to someplace that you read about or watched in a documentary. So yeah, I love learning about Gettysburg and the Civil War and just any history in general. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I hope that it got you in the mood for the 4th of July, America 250, the 250th anniversary or birthday, whatever you want to call it, of our country. I'm excited for the 4th of July tomorrow. I would also like to dedicate this video to everyone who is at the Battle of Gettysburg, all of the men who fought there and all of the men who died there. You know, it's important to remember the past. It's important to remember and learn about history, you know, so those moments in time never get lost, you know. A lot of people don't like to remember history, and I think it's important to, you know, to honor those who came before you and to learn from the past. So yeah, I'd like to dedicate this video to everyone who was at the Battle of Gettysburg, all of the men who fought there, all of the men who died there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Other than that, today was Friday, July 3rd, 2026. I'm Jason, also known as the BlackBeanBoi. I love you guys all. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the 4th of July. Bye-bye.